Bye, kids. Kids naturally flip out when they hear music. In fact, kids gravitate to music. Music is our universal language, and what's great is that it connects old people, young people, and kids really want it. Not only do they want it, but there's so many great benefits that happen when kids have music education. They go to school, they get better grades, they're more likely to graduate, they're going to stay off the streets, and at the end of the day, they just become better people. But what's crazy about this state that we live in, Arizona, is we're near dead last in per person educational funding. Not only that, but 79% of schools spend less than $1 per student per year on arts education. It's crazy. That's like a trumpet per school. Like, it's a big gap. Needless to say, half the solution in music education is collecting dust in people's closets. These instruments, if put into the hands of a kid, will allow a child an opportunity to participate in their program unless they weren't allowed to before. A lot of times parents can't afford to rent or purchase an instrument. And so that's why we put instruments in the hands of kids. We teamed up with the fire stations, Phoenix Fire, Glendale, Avondale, Tempe, Scottsdale, and we have 80 donation sites all over the valley. We're collecting used instruments and giving them old life. And so here's our current model. You take an instrument to a fire station, Ear Candy gives it to a program, and we notify that donor as to where their instrument's making an impact. Because we want to make sure that donor knows that journey of an instrument. Because this isn't like donating a sweater. It's like, oh, my kid played this for 10 years. And we have 80 donation sites, like I said, which makes logistics pretty unruly. You got 80 donation sites, and they're fire stations. So not every firefighter, we're talking about 1,000 of them, knows all about the program, but we hope that they do. And it's run into some issues, really stressing our team out. There's only 3 of us making this huge impact in Arizona. So as you can see, we're out there on a consistent basis trying to place these instruments predominantly with Title I schools, low-income kids. So we measure impact a couple different ways. Impact is delivered by the teachers. So like a clarinet may impact 1 or 2 kids, but a piano may impact an entire classroom, 30 kids, 60 kids. Sometimes this impact is huge. As you can see, we're on pace this year to impact nearly 20,000 youth, and over the course of the last 3 years, to have 40,000 kids. What I mean by that is instruments we placed last year are still with those same programs. So it impacted kids last year, impacted a new batch of kids this year. We realized that we needed to take this on the road. We teamed up with Yo Gabba Gabba, took this to Minneapolis, had a successful instrument drive, teamed up with the Minneapolis Fire, Minneapolis Public Schools, collected a ton of instruments, helped over 300 kids in that particular community. So we're like, all right, let's go larger. We teamed up with the Moody Blues. They've been around forever, 100 million records sold, and we went to 12 markets and did physical instrument drives in every single one of those markets, meaning every place we had donation sites and every place we determined who was going to be the beneficiary. But we ran into a lot of issues, and we needed help. So help in the way of leveraging technology to really get us what we call out of the middle. Because when we're in the middle collecting instruments everywhere, it's tough to place them everywhere, especially when you're not the expert in that area. So here's our new model. Well, we kind of get the fire stations out, and in fact, we even get us out. We want to be a facilitator, because really at the end of the day, you as a donor really wants to know where your instrument's making an impact. Not only that, you want to pick where your instrument's making an impact. And not only that, we want you to be able to share your story, and we want those kids to be able to share their story. This is what it's doing for me. This is what it's doing for my school. And what's great is we're able to connect these stories together in our journey of an instrument. Not only that, we're able to place instruments a lot quicker than we've ever been able to. Even if instruments need repair, they're going to be placed in anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks. Right now, it may take us 2 to 4 months because they sit at fire stations, they're collecting dust, even though we got them out of a closet collecting dust. And this is a whole big green thing. I mean, if you really think about it, all these instruments, all these resources are in closets or not being used, and we're recycling them. We're refurbishing them, we're putting them in the hands of kids where they really belong to make that new impact. And donors really want to connect. Donors want to feel a part of not only that story, but they want to know that their instrument's making an impact. They want to see pictures like this, handwritten notes and letters from these kids when they place their instrument. So it's a pretty exciting process. And right now, if you just Google music charity, you'll see that we're the second or third thing that comes up nationally. There's a massive market for this. Millions of kids out there need what we've created here in Arizona, and what we're doing is getting out of the middle and replicating elsewhere. So My name is Nate Anderson. I'm the founder and executive director of Ear Candy Charity. We provide kids access to music education. If you want to learn more about our online instrument drive model and how we're getting out of the middle, going to be helping millions of kids over the next few years, track me down. Thanks.